matter what it is in life that you want, you gotta go out there and get it. Just don't let it come to a sleeper but a dream. Never give up on your goals, stay focused on you. Focus your view, succeed, cause I'm hoping you do. Keep climbing up the ladder, cause the key to success. Go hard and go home, never settle for less. Life is stress, but we gotta deal with it, homie. Send a prayer to the man to put a shield on it. Work hard for what you get, appreciate what you got. You can always improve, just don't stop. Going for your dream to achieve in your life. Gotta take a chance like rolling the dice. It won't come to you, so you gotta go get it. At the end of the day, add up the digits. Miss Price used to say, if there's a will, there's a way. So I live by it.
What's up, team? This is Robert Porter with the I Love San Bernardino County Radio Show with Ipiani Lockhart in the Talent Show today.
Hey!
This is brought to you by Motivational Realizations.
The energy of positive thought.
Yeah, we love the Talent Show. We did the Talent Show like 10 years ago. We did it all the time, and it's so cool to have it back. We've 6 months now?
About 6 or 7 months.
Yeah, we've been
doing it in December, you know.
Good stuff. Showcasing local talent, making sure that they get their play, right?
Amen, amen. So many gifted and amazing artists and artistry throughout the Inland Empire. So,
and I want to thank you. You've been doing a great job of bringing in local artists. I do have a surprise coming in the end of October.
Okay.
Sage Against the Machine is
Hey
going to be
now,
coming
hey
in here.
now.
So they are Native American indigenous.
Okay, playing on that
yeah.
Ratma, playing on the Ratma name.
It should be fun. We're going to have a good time. And we have the mayor coming in October 7th.
Awesome.
So
Helen
we have
Tran.
the council candidates coming in.
Totally.
We'll do a show on the election, and then we'll also have a couple more talent shows.
Yes,
right?
indeed, to close out the year.
Yes, this
Definitely,
is going to be incredible. We'll definitely get to do some singing for a Christmas carol.
Hey now, we'll do it again. That's all good. Work on the voice.
Yeah, I love to get the kids in here, and like if you get the kids in when they perform, that's the best. They like to talk, of course.
We all
perform, yeah, it's always fun. So,
amen, amen.
It's always a good show. Thank you, Max Zaire from Celebrities Bar and Grill. I've been supporting this show for 3 or 4, 5 years now.
Awesome. Thank you, Max.
All the way through COVID. I mean, when nobody wanted to do anything, and like I didn't even know if I was an essential worker or not. Right? because literally, I pay for this show, right? So we pay money. Mm-hmm. So like, if you were paying money for a show, then like, are you essential worker?
Well,
but still,
it's essential to your livelihood.
I was about to say.
Yeah, but then again, Mark said, yeah, the radio was, so, you know.
Amen.
That's
amen.
awesome. Thank you so much, Max.
Definitely.
Go have a burger. Go have a drink. Enjoy
now.
yourself. And tell Max you said hello and that you heard this on I Love San Bernardino while you're buying that burger and a strawberry daiquiri virgin for me, please.
There you go. There you go. That's what's up. That's beautiful.
I would like one of those smash burgers, too.
Hey, now, I just had a smash burger at Chubsy's like a week or so when Attorney General Baca was out here. I was at the press conference and everything like that, and the round table that they had. And me and Owens Duckworth, the executive director of IE Rebound, went over and get a smash burger. And he loved it so much that he got Vic's contact because I told him, hey, they cater. They'll pop up because he does a lot of events. So hopefully they'll make that happen. We'll have some smash burgers at a IE Rebound event coming pretty soon, Lord willing.
It was awesome that the Attorney General came down here. Super cool. These types of events always give the layman or people who aren't really an elite a bird's eye view of who is who in the area and who's giving money to who. Because you'll see who's in the pictures.
Yeah.
And you have to get invited to go, right? Right? You know,
True.
Yeah. So
true.
like, if you see someone there that you haven't seen in pictures for a long, long time, that means that they've also been doing things behind the
Definitely.
scenes.
A lot of that's happening.
Yeah. So
In a positive way. In a positive way.
Yeah, in a positive way. Negative way, every kind of way. So like, it gives you an opportunity as someone who studies politics to look into it. Like when Barack Obama came and Vice President Joe Biden came, right? I think he went to Colton that time, but yeah.
When Bernie Sanders came to Cal State San Bernardino.
Oh yeah. Bernie also went to the Orange Show.
There you go.
I was there, and Hillary Clinton went to Cal State.
Yeah, I was there for.
Yeah, I did. That was so much fun. But these types of events are really good for our area because they give us some positive coverage. And
And they should stop at the biggest county in the country, San
Yes.
Bernardino County. We are LA, San Diego, OC. They're outside of the Inland Empire. We are the first and third largest land masses in this country. So they must stop here. They must address our community because we're here.
and we're voters too. So
Yes,
come on
indeed.
down, come on
Yes,
down,
indeed.
yeah.
Yes, indeed.
And thank you for coming, Attorney General Baca.
Definitely, definitely.
It also looks good for the kids, and
Totally.
to see people that are high up in government come visit us.
They
Yeah,
value this
yeah.
space as we should be valuing this space, and we
Absolutely.
want everyone to dwell here to have a sense of pride and appreciation for what we have. Now, yes, there's work that needs to be done, but if we're willing to roll up our sleeves, there's nothing that we cannot lift our community towards. We can make a better place for all of us to have a life of fulfillment.
It's up to us how we
At
perceive.
the end of the day.
Yeah, it's up to us how we perceive.
Totally.
While we're getting into that, standout of the week.
Yes, our standout of the week is Janero Wahid of Wahid LLC. He helped, I helped him as well, but he organized the amazing Black August event that we had yesterday in downtown, in Fairmont Park in Riverside. Many people are not familiar with Black August. Some are, depending on the community. If it's more of color, more people are more aware of it. But it's to honor political prisoners that have fought for Black liberation, Black freedom in this country. So to honor those that have sacrificed, in some cases have been killed or assassinated, to help give us the rights and the platforms that we have, that we must be the next builders, the next generation of builders of. So it was a beautiful community event.
Like Martin Luther King Jr.
Yes,
and
yeah.
Malcolm X.
All the fighters of liberation, right? And more so, we focus on like our political prisoners. So some of the Black Panthers that were incarcerated, right? For instance, we look at the Black Panthers, and you look at your local food program at your high school, elementary school, right? That was started by the Black Panthers, right? Feeding, addressing the needs of the community. Now they wanted to say there were threats and lock them away, throw away the key, but then they want to appropriate their ideas and use it for the benefit of a man. So highlighting those kind of things, the positive things that have been given from these movements, and what we need to continue to do to fight for equality for all throughout this nation. Because
in the negative of some movements, like if you don't bring them in, how are they going to see another way, right?
That makes me think of how they say one man's freedom fighter is another man's terrorist, or one man's terrorist is another person's freedom fighter, right?
Yes.
So it's about being able to see the different sides, and not talking about current conflicts that are happening, not saying this one, that one, right?
Yeah.
But for me, it's about humanity. We're all blessed to be alive. We shouldn't be fighting over what deity or faith we hold on to. We're all leaving.
Or if the Hells Angels are the ones doing the toy giveaway, it still is a good thing for the community, right?
I was born and
Yes,
raised on the west
yeah.
side. That one of the Hells Angels little headquarters spots is right there on the west side, across the street from the hospital. Never had any issues with the Hells Angels.
Yeah.
Never
And
had any issues.
Having them at the event, they meet, these are good to integrate everybody,
Totally.
right?
To the best of our ability.
And that's what I Love San Bernardino and Motivational Realizations tries to do.
Definitely. And then one person I definitely want to shout out, because Janero Wahid is also the president of the Riverside Interfaith Council, but I want to shout out Gary Shook, who's the vice president. Over the weekend, we organized an event where we reached out to we got 5 of the 6 interfaith councils throughout the Inland Empire to come together to create the Inland Interfaith Coalition, which represents all of the Inland Empire, right? So thank you to the Sheikh Temple for hosting us, Baljeet, with the Redlands Area Interfaith Council, and it was a wonderful meeting, great buy-in, and we're excited about what we can do with an interfaith approach.
Well, I want to thank them for being the I Love San Bernardino standout of the week, and this is brought to you by Ben Chavez with the First Lineage Site Services. Thank you, Ben, for supporting this show for so long. We really appreciate it, and we put a smile on a lot of people's faces.
Amen.
And we put a smile on your mom's face.
Hey.
That was her birthday. Yeah.
Amen.
And
my aunt.
give her a little update on the Tower Garden.
Definitely. The Tower Garden is going crazy, right? Tower Garden crazy. That's a hashtag. I just made it up, so I put it out there. Tower Garden crazy, right? But my mom has actually become a sales rep as well, so because so many people have been reaching out, right? So we figure, and to me as well. So I'm just guiding them to my mom, and we're under the guidance of Miss Davis, and everything's going well. So anybody that's looking to grow their own food, I definitely recommend the hydroponic growing stations. It doesn't have to necessarily be a Tower garden, whatever works for you. There's so many different models out there and different ways of doing it. But it feels great to be growing your own food, eating your own food, knowing where your food comes from, and it's pretty cool. And I was inspired by Robert Porter because he has a green thumb. We used to have a black thumb, the thumb of death. Vegetables and things came to our house to die, right? So we're actually eating the stuff we grow now, so we're doing good.
I like to call it a dry thumb. Let's call it a dry thumb.
Okay. To each his own, right?
Yeah. Because that's usually the problem with everybody's. Because water is the main concern.
That's true.
If you give it enough water, usually they'll fight through. At most, there's the very few pests that love water. But man, you are doing incredible stuff. We are. I know, but you got that for your mama. You got it going.
Amen.
And
Amen.
I see her just blossoming because of it.
Amen. I love that.
That's what we do. We take care of our elders.
Amen.
We take care of
Wouldn't be here without them.
Yeah, and we make sure that our mamas are doing good.
You know, on that note too, I just want to just honor my father, Eddie Lockhart, on August 20th represented the 2 years since his transition, and just want to say thank you, Dad, for everything. You know, my brother and we would not be without the love between my mom and Dad, and they made it to 44 years of marriage, and we miss him every day, and but I'm thankful for what he modeled and what my mom and Dad modeled for my brother and I, and I'm trying to do the best that I can, Dad, and thank you for everything.
That is awesome. We do have a San Bernardino history tidbit, and it's just going to be a suggestion. Please take your kids to the San Bernardino County Museum. Yeah. Go check it out. Get on the Facebook page, San Bernardino County Museum. Go on there. They have deals for kids. Take your kids, do the STEAM project. Sam and Will just spent a bunch of money over there. In fact, Sam and Will spends all kinds of money over there.
True.
So go enjoy some of this incredible history, art. They even have interactive things for the kids to do. So
definitely.
Get them over there to the San Bernardino County Museum, and it's there's orange trees and other cool things in Redlands.
Totally,
go check it out.
totally, definitely. With that being said, let's dive on into our talent show. So I'll let the guests introduce themselves. We'll start off with Josh. Go ahead and give us a little brief of who you are and what you do.
Hey, my name is Joshua, also known as Poetic Justice on Instagram. I'm a poet, an artist, a cook. I do it all.
There you
know
go.
what I'm saying?
Man of many
Wherever I can show my talent, and I believe life is art. So
Yes,
you
it
should
is.
live it as so. You know what I'm saying?
You said cook, but what up?
Well, I was just focusing on the spoken word part, but I could come back. I could for sure come back. Make some mean shrimp and grits. You know what I'm saying? So I got you.
That sounds good.
We're gonna need to have a cooking show again, man.
And our next guest.
My name's Taylor Smith, and I'm a singer, songwriter, and I do landscaping, and I do photography, and I do event planning, and I do anything that reminds me that I am alive.
Amen. Well said. I love that.
She does it all.
Yes. Taylor is out there for real. Like she's got her hands in a little bit of everything and everything.
And a green thumb too.
And a green thumb as well with the succulents.
They
and
do
things.
say that a black thumb is for succulent lovers.
For real. Pass the peyote.
And you know what? And it kind of makes sense because succulents, they're really forgiving.
I was about to say
Yeah.
they don't really need that much.
Yeah.
Maybe too forgiving if you know.
Right.
Nevertheless.
They keep going.
Yeah.
Amen. Well said. Well, it's an honor and a blessing to have you both here today. So with that being said, Josh, if you could hit us with your first poetry piece.
Okay. Let's see. So, my poetry, a lot of it is about just lessons in life that I've learned. So this first one is just called Fear Factors. A little black boy running away from his emotions like slave masters. Walking around tough, but none of his real masters, his fear factors. You see, he claims to be free, but his actions so differently. He's a reaction made whole by his pain fraction, because you see, half of it has to do with his parents. Because 1 out of 2 was constantly saying not to listen to the other parent. It's like listening to a GPS saying turn right, no, right again. You end up where you started off, lost again. So who does the boy listen to in the end? Is it his pops, or is it the one that nurtured him, fed him, taught him to survive, not knowing that the other 50 cent was being deprived? deprived of the privilege of being a gardener, only allowed to water his seed on holidays. No but Saturdays seem to be the most hollow days. No pops to take him to his games or teach him how to peep game. So, the little boy grew up to become a young man. Learn to be a man the best way he can. I'm talking about the Helen Keller method. Meanwhile, his emotions are at war. Take a bid. Here, who do you think is gonna win? Is it anger that taught him to be tough, and if someone says messes with him saying stop ain't enough? Is it pain, which taught him to not give a care in the first place, wonder why his relationships won't get past first base? Or is it fear? You know, the one of being alone? Because it can drive you to welcome looters into the heart of your home. You see, the happiest person is often the one with the most pain, and the craziest lifestyles is often the ones trying to stay sane. Study yourself and your controlling factors, or risk living a life being controlled by your fear factors.
Wow.
Fire. Fire. Fire.
Thank you.
Fire. Awesome.
So it's some like child with parents that are separated.
So a lot of my stuff is based off of either stuff that I've went through or my loved ones went through. And so one of my loved ones, he grew up in a separated household. And so we've been really tight. I mean, talking about 8th grade, he's sleeping with me, you know what I'm saying, on the...
To talk about
Yeah.
those types of
Totally.
And just over the years, I've realized how much emotional toil he was going through and how that affected him later on in life. You know, being afraid that, you know, mother was always going to leave, or, you know, father was never answering phone calls. You start getting into that protective shell where it's like you really don't, you're very, very careful about who you create relationships with. And so it kind of builds that distrust.
I hear you.
Or like that anger, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we hold anger with our parents and we don't even know it, so it kind of comes off and starts going off on other places in our lives that we don't even know, like, has nothing to do with that.
Totally.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I
So
hear you.
That's where poetry helps to heal.
100%.
Because sometimes you have
100%.
to realize that stuff happened, and that's where, you know, putting it down on paper
Exactly.
helps.
Putting
Pouring
on
it
paper.
out,
Yeah.
pouring it out,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
because it could be, like you said, very cathartic for us, healing, a release as well. What is the title of the second piece that you're going to bless us with this evening?
Okay, so are we doing 2 or 3 pieces?
We're going to do 3 pieces.
All right, 2. The second one is called Agape Love.
I love the title.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, in Greek mythology, there's 5 different types of love. Agape is everlasting, never wavering, love. So, here we go. Is it better to have loved than to have ever loved at all? I don't know, because my heart feels like it just got hit with a table saw. You see, love is not straightforward. It's just like the law. It's got plenty of twists and turns, rises and falls, so many tricks and hidden words and loopholes. You never know if you're looking at a spouse or a mole. I need someone to warm my soul and not leave it cold like the Arctic poles. Like walking out of a cold room into the sun. Some of y'all is yearning for a loving touch like a 40-year-old nun, someone you could just look at and have fun, someone who didn't ask where, just run, just someone you looked at and knew that they was the one. But how many times have we thought we had that special one? You know, someone who comes into our life and makes it better. But if it's better, then why am I crying over this love letter? Don't know if it's possible that my eyes could get any wetter. Don't know if I'm thankful or regretful of the day that I met her. I know where that feels hatred or despise, just one that knew I was destined for my own demise, like I'm holding my chest and I'm feeling this pain like a black hole's there and I'm trying to stay sane. Is this how Abel felt when he was being stabbed by Cain? I wonder, which hurt worse, the sword or the betrayal? Because that's not a kind of backstabbing you can just drink off with some ale. You see, so many want to love, only when it's easy, like, oh my gosh, she wants a boyfriend that's romantic and cheesy, but yet when you can't get your way, you gone? For Sheezy, this wasn't a love song. This was a you song, Lil Weezy. You're mad. You're mad that my sweet whispers of love go back and forth, but last time when I checked, even when we was dating, your arrow still wasn't pointing north. More like northeast or slightly northwest. You acting like I don't always do what I think at the moment is what's best. And yet, no matter what you do, I can still love you. Yet I haven't called you out your name like you did me. I haven't told you a eulogy of your wrongs like you did me. I never denied you help like you did me. I never let any of my family threaten to hurt you like you did me. Even though you definitely deserved it, unlike me, I still loved you even after you cheated on me. Never based my love on how you acted towards me. So I ask you, if the tables were turned, would you still love me? You see, so many people want to love when they're receiving it exactly the way they want it. But how many of us can love when we're not sure if we still want it? You see, because I found that real love knows no limits to its endurance, no ends to its trust, no fading of its hope. It can outlast anything. It is in fact the one thing that still stands when all else is falling. And that's 1 Corinthians 13:7-10. So, I encourage you, for those who really want to love, let's stop putting conditions to our love like a crooked politician's peace treaty. Thank you.
Agape love. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Man.
So you got hurt pretty bad, huh?
Yeah, so that one was more along the lines of like, it was one of my very first like heartbreaks.
And you love unconditionally,
Exactly.
but you had a lady who wasn't all the way in.
She, like she was a good person, and to this day I hold nothing but love to her. But mistakes happen, and I had to look within myself and realize who I really was. I feel like sometimes, a lot of times, we get hurt, and we allow that hurt to kind of morph us and change us into people we aren't. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And so rather than internalizing that hurt, I just made a promise to myself that no matter what, I'm always going to be a loving person. I'm always going to radiate positivity. And
how you ended that was so awesome. Like, I try to do that myself. Like, not think of the negative things of past relationships, but only think of the positive ones, because there was good times.
Amen.
Right?
Exactly.
And if you focus on those negative ones, it doesn't help anything in the future. Yeah.
No.
Totally. It's like that baggage that we sometimes carry into the next relationship, where we have to let it go and respect that individual and know that they're that individual. They're not the past individual. They're their own entity, and you need to treat them as you want to be treated ultimately, right?
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
You can miss out on some really good opportunities in life if you still looking in the past, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Word up.
So-
Because you might not see what's right there in front of you because you
Exactly.
look in the wrong direction.
Exactly.
I call it opening your heart. It's hard. It is hard to do.
It is, especially when it's been hurt or stabbed or broken,
Yeah, like a surgeon literally had to do it for me, man.
No, count your
Yeah,
blessings.
totally serious. Man.
Let's go.
That's a perfect segue
man.
into, if you could share a little about what you shared at the Willow. Shout out to the Willow.
Yes,
as
sir.
well.
Willow Place.
Willow
definitely.
Place, and about your journey and your bout that you had.
Yeah. So this last piece that I have, it really came from just being able to take a step back and look at all the blessings that are in life. God willing, and thank you.
Amen.
And more importantly, I actually was diagnosed with esophageal cancer last November or October. And it's crazy, you think, especially people my age, like, you're relatively healthy, that like nothing like that can really happen. And when it does, it really, it's so life-changing, because like you start to appreciate the little things.
Gratefulness.
You know what I'm saying?
And happiness is the most important. Yes.
I'm telling you, like, just
Been there.
being able to
Yeah.
breathe, being able to stand up,
Amen.
not walking around with no machines. You know what I'm saying? So that was definitely like one of the inspirations, but for this last piece.
Definitely. And you're currently you're
Oh yeah, no. Thank God I'm
Amen,
healed.
amen.
Yeah.
Listeners may want to know,
No, definitely. Yeah, no. Shout out to City of Hope. Definitely,
Amen.
they are sent from God. I promise
Amen.
you. That all the doctors there, all the people, they're so caring, so loving. It is not a job for them. They really, really, really do want to help you. And just shout out to them.
Amen. Shout out to the Lord as well.
Amen. Definitely.
Well, definitely. With that being said, please hit us with your third and final piece, please. Sir.
Okay. So it was only about 3 Novembers ago when a wise and wonderful woman told me that happiness is a choice. You see, me, myself, and I allow my soul to sink back into my grandmother's reclining chair of peace when listening to Marsha Ambrosius' voice. I allow my father's barbecue ribs and my mother's baked beans to make my mouth moist. You see, it's funny how we often talk to, date, or befriend people who make us happy. But we live in an imperfect world, which means our parents will always be laughing. You see, real happiness, true happiness,
Amen.
comes from the constant celebration of Thanksgiving. Notice there's 2 parts to the word, thanks and giving. So you never really know what it means to start living until you understand that the thanking must come before the receiving. Because if you can be thankful for nothing, then you will have tears of jubilation receiving anything, happiness.
Amen.
I guess it really is just a question of to be or not to be. So, I need everyone to find out what makes you happy. You know, flowers, roller coasters, bubblegum, Laffy Taffy, and no, your answer cannot be the same as it was when you were 4. Oh, I just want to take a nappy.
Wait a second.
And I ain't talking about that weak sauce LOL kind of happy. I'm talking about that laughing so loud you got to readjust your belt buckle kind of happy. You know that look you give your friends when y'all communicating about telepathically about an inside joke and then burst out laughing?
Amen.
And then each continuing word creates a domino effect of laughing. Like I see 1, 2, 3 loved ones falling to the ground screaming, I can't breathe, kind of happy.
Amen.
That I can't go to sleep because it feels like I got pop rocks in my stomach. You know, the night before going to an amusement park, kind of happy. That I can't wait to go on vacation, kind of happy. And even the trees, freeways, and new air I breathe makes me happy, kind of happy.
Amen.
That, yo, the teacher brought pizza in grade school, kind of happy. Or, you know, those days you walk into class and, we got a sub, kind of happy. That I just said something to my crush and she didn't respond in disgust, kind of happy.
Amen.
Or that I see you and I can't help but smile, kind of happy. That, yo, we just had a dope, deep convo about life all night until the sun said, excuse me, because that was the only thing that could end our night, kind of happy. Or that, yo, I'm lit and I'm dancing in the club and I don't care if I'm part of the chess club. I'm a different person right now, kind of happy. That I can't wait to go open my Christmas presents, kind of happy.
Awesome.
Or that moment when you open it and, I got what I really wanted and don't need. And yet my parents got it for me during Christmas shopping without me seeing, kind of happy. When the Christmas lights so raise the joy, piercing your cold outer callous skin, causing the constant letdowns and belittling moments of life to just melt away. Filling your soul with this warm, fuzzy feeling of excitement, joy, laughter, peace. That surprise visit a father gives his child after his 3rd tour in Afghanistan. Kind of happy. That watery-eyed stare a mother gives right before she starts to cry to joy because it's Christmas Eve and the war didn't take her boy. Kind of happy. Or my favorite, the day I walk in the city of hope, sit in front of Doc and he says, you no longer have cancer. Kind of happy.
Amen.
You see, our happiness is based on what is happening to us. And this is a straightforward point. Nothing to make a fuss. No debates or old proverbs needed to discuss. If you want to be happy, find enough things that you could fill a cruise ship of things you are thankful for. Not things you just glad to have, but things you adore. And you'll find the waves of happiness come crashing into your life more and more. Remember, real happiness, true happiness, your happiness is a choice. Thank you.
Beautiful. Phenomenal, brother.
Thank you.
Phenomenal, brother.
I'm substitute teacher happy.
You like that one?
That's classic.
I'm telling you, everybody knew.
Yes,
You
that's
come
classic.
in, that movie screen is on.
Totally.
Yes,
I
sir.
like that one.
Where can people find you and support your works, your beautiful and amazing, inspiring works?
Appreciate you. So right now, I'm really reconstructing my IG, but that's where most people are gonna find me at poetic _ just 1C3. that's gonna be mainly it. I got some other stuff that I'm gonna be going out, clothing company, some music.
Beautiful.
But that's still in the works. So
That's
for right
what's
now,
up. There you go.
just catch me on IG.
Give him a little teaser right there.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
It's on the way. It's on the near
little
horizon.
I'm listening to some dope poetry, kind of happy.
There you go. Hey now, at an awesome talent show, kind of happy, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, definitely. With that being said, we're going to circle over to our next guest, the amazing Taylor Smith. How you doing today, Taylor?
Yeah.
I'm blessed. I'm doing good.
Definitely. What are you going to showcase here today?
I'm going to do some live music for you all, and I freestyle, so this is just coming from the dome, and I'll find out when you find out.
Amen. There you go.
You want me to get into it?
Go ahead, do your thing, and I'm going to adjust this mic to put it near your guitar so we'll pick up the sound.
Awesome. Thank you guys for having me.
No problem.
How many words can I tell myself when I'm thinking way too much? If I could go up to the mountain and hide for a couple of days, I will. Cause I love to be alone. Ever since you left, I made myself a home. Ever since you left, I wonder what is gonna happen next. So I asked the mountain says, love me, love me, love me like you loved her. Love me, love me, love me like you've never been hurt. Love me like the water that pours from me. Love me like the daughter that you are. And I know you'll feel peace again. Feel peace again. Strong as a mountain. Strong as a mountain.
Beautiful.
Starting it off with that one. I'll go ahead and do another one real quick. I just like to start off with my feelings first, but that's the raw energy I love to sing with, and I'm learning how to play the guitar, so this is awesome. Give me more this time, more than you ever have given me. Oh, wake up and feel your heart pounding and don't stop until you fall asleep. I'm not doing too much, I'm just chasing my dreams. Even when I'm awake, I can't think this is no mistake. The love that I've been given is a gift that I will never ever stop showing everyone, whether it's through my garden or through my plans or through my love for my mom and dad. I have it all written down somewhere, but I'm gonna follow the plan.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. Yo, just so talented. Just so talented. And like just to reiterate what she said, for it might have went over some people's heads. She creates these beautiful lyrics and rhythms on the spot.
Off the dome.
Yeah.
Off the dome.
That's how I was feeling right now.
There you go. There you go. So what in your life helped you cultivate that creative gift? That creative expression.
Honestly, my parents are very, 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 very creative people. And I think having them as an example has really opened up doors that a lot of people didn't have the, experience of. And I really owe it to them for setting just foundations of faith and understanding about anything. Like, my mom would just be animated. My dad's really animated. And I really owe a lot of who I am to my parents.
Amen. Same here. Same here.
Yeah.
I think that.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
same for you,
That's
for
the
all
reason
of
why I
us.
was able to beat that.
Right.
Amen. Amen. That's so beautiful. I know we have a third piece, but before we go into that, because you do so much throughout the community. You
We're
organize so
gonna
many
wrap
events,
on
you're
this next one.
I have a question. So the first song, you freestyled it, but there was some deep meaning in that freestyle.
Right.
Were those personal?
Yeah, everything I'm singing about is like Josh, where
It was, it was a relationship.
either me
Yeah.
and what I've gone through, or somebody else that I can pull their story, because I like to sing to people, and that's how I help a lot of my friends heal, where I hear what they're talking about, and I can't always give the proper guidance or advice, but I know if I sing to them, they'll understand that I understand them. And so
So also, I tell people that have been through a bad relationship that they need to find themselves.
True.
The best way to find yourself sometimes is going into nature and into the mountains by
I
yourself.
agree.
And
Getting
just
grounded.
really being in the wild kind of thing, or listening to the stream flow by.
I was about to say
It's very
running water.
therapeutic.
So,
Yeah.
excellent song, and for being a freestyle.
I don't know if it was a song. I mean,
Rhythm, a melody.
I just sang
It resonates. It resonates. I know it's touching the hearts.
We're waiting for the CD.
Hey now, come on now.
Man.
You know,
Album coming soon.
hey now, on the way, just like the clothing line, right?
You already
Things
know.
on the horizon,
On
right?
the way.
You know, which. Cause one, I've known Taylor for a little while. We met at Creative Grounds probably about a year plus ago.
It's been like two,
Yeah.
almost and a half years.
Yeah. So almost closer to 3 years, right? And she also plays the ukulele and she plays the guitar. Just very talented. And what I love about her instantaneous creativity is I find the most freedom myself when I'm doing poetry and I'm making it up on the spot. To me, it allows you to just immerse yourself in the gift and let it flow. And I get to be more demonstrative and just express myself. And
It's
it's
the
like,
best.
It's the best. It's like the ultimate freedom. You know what I mean? And I write and I'm working on memorizing pieces, but a lot of times I read as well, especially depending on the audience, because sometimes I go to certain places where it's all readings and you're behind a lectern and you're doing your things. That's more in the academic side of the things. But then the open mics is, more freedom, right? But I love it. And I say all that to say, outside of your lived experience, are there any artists that inspire you or poets that inspire you? And we'll start with Josh. Who are some of your inspirations? And it doesn't even have to be in that framework. It could be just people in your life. It could be I know for all of us, it seems like our parents are foundational in that aspect,
Nah, I would say definitely J. Cole. I feel like I grew up listening to him a lot, and just the amount of soul and like heartfeltness, like a lot of the stuff that he raps about and stuff is what he goes through, and it was kind of crazy. I think it was KOD that he had made, and right when he was doing that, I was kind of like starting getting into like drugs myself, but like trying to make sure to keep a hold on it.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
And like kind of figuring out why that was a vice that I was going to at that time. So like everything that he was saying was kind of like resonating with me. And yeah, man, like after that, it was just kind of like I said, you start getting into moments where you feel life so much at its core, so raw, that the immersion's got to go somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Word
I
up.
gotta release
So,
it.
Word
yeah.
up. Word up.
Nah,
Definitely,
definitely for me.
No, that's beautiful. And because we carry so much that we shouldn't be carrying, and from a health perspective, those things, that stress can manifest in actual diseases within us, right? So it's so important, especially as men, to talk about the emotional trauma that we go through. Because I often say we rather have the arm broken than the heart broken. Because the arm be ready about 3-4 weeks. You know what I mean? Or 5-6 weeks, maybe a week if you're Wolverine, right? Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? But that heartbreak, man, that could take decades or even a lifetime to piece that back together.
Right.
But how about yourself, Taylor? What are some of the artists that inspire you or inspirations within your life? Outside of
I don't have any specific artist that inspires me. I love music so much, and I've been around it for so long in choir and in music at my own open mics that I have, that there's so many people that can sing. So it's the inspiration of others and the energy around me that I'm in any space. It could be in anywhere. I feel inspired. It could be a blue wall I'm looking at. It could be the floor. It doesn't really matter, because I have experienced, real solitude, and I feel like through those moments I've understood that you don't need to have anything visual, because there's people who are blind that can sing about things.
Totally.
And I feel like I don't know, I just really feel it in my spirit.
Amen.
What do you guys do when you make someone cry?
Laugh.
Laugh?
Honestly,
A joyful laugh.
it's crazy you say that, because the Agape poem, so it was right after COVID, and I was looking for open mics. I was actually living in St. Petersburg, Florida. And so me and my cousin, we're just going around talking to people, trying to find any of the businesses, if they were open, if they did open mics. And I walk in and I talk to this one lady at the counter, and it was kind of like a restaurant / beer wall type thing. And they were like, oh no, we don't do it. And I was like, all right, cool. I walk out. All of a sudden she comes running after me, and she's like, hey. And I'm like, what's up? She was like, my manager has actually been thinking about having hosting an open mic and wanted to talk to you about it. And I was like, oh, okay.
Divine alignment.
Bro, nothing but divine timing. So I walk in, me and my cousin, we sit down, we talk to the manager. He's like, yeah, you're an artist. Have you ever done any open mics? Have you ever hosted any and stuff like that? So he's like, let me hear one of your pieces. So I did the Agape Love poem. Bro, when I finished this poem, this man is a grown man. He starts crying in front of me.
Beautiful.
And he's like, yeah, I just went through a divorce. So that really resonated with me. And so I was like, dang, in that moment, it was just I can understand your pain. You know what I'm saying? And that was.
Do you thank him or it's so?
Honestly, I was just like, yo, I'm here for you. I understand your pain. But that was one of the other main reasons why I made the happy poem. Is I started doing all these other deep poems. And I was just I'm very big on energy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm I didn't want to leave them in that messed up headspace.
Definitely.
So I was like, yeah, let me get you guys to concentrate back on the beautiful things of life.
Awesome.
So, but
You gotta have 10% some of that stuff, and then a lot of positive.
Definitely.
I was always taught you gotta have the medicine with the candy. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of both.
Or the candy can be the medicine.
Exactly.
Well, with that being said, I know we're getting close to our probably last 8 or 9 minutes. Taylor, do you have a third piece that you want to bless us with?
Yes, this is more on the spoken word side, and I'll throw some singing in there, but I can hear myself more when I do that. And I like just being kind of in tune with my voice when I speak, so it leads to song. So I'll end with that guy. And I was serious about the crying part. I like to just laughing part. When people cry, because it's just a joyful feeling to see someone release.
I get you.
That makes sense.
I get it.
And sometimes it comes off if you're not in tune with yourself. Why is she laughing? So I'm happy for you.
Amen.
Go ahead and expose those feelings that you hide all the time. Let them know exactly why you rhyme and you don't hide. No emotions, you're so raw and honest, baby. Why? You've been through so much pain, there's nothing else you could hide. But that smile on your face, just make it show. Even when you struggle with just trying to grow. Past your anger, past your pain, past your anger, past your pain. Come on, Taylor, keep going, keep flowing. Flow with me before I
start my day. Don't leave me behind, even when you don't feel kind. I'm in your mind. I'm in your mind, going down your spine. Softness, 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 if that's all I think about. Even when I wanna be cold. Softness, softness, even when I wanna be cold, 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 cold. Make my heart find light. Make my heart find light again. I'm feeling light again because I'm smiling.
Freestyles.
I love it. It's freedom. It's pure freedom. It's nothing like it. Yeah, I encourage anyone out there that is in any form of artistry to give yourself the permission just to flow.
Free.
To mess up too. There's no perfection in what I did. I probably cracked and did this or that, but I didn't go to school for music to be that way. I went to school for music to learn, and then you have to understand yourself and you have to release. It's
Amen.
a different form of talent. It's pure.
Totally.
It's similar to what we're doing right here on the radio, right?
Freestyling.
Yes.
We don't have a script.
and it sometimes makes some incredible art.
Yes,
Right.
indeed.
Yes, yeah.
Just flowing and talking.
And it's always fun too.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
It's always fun when it's real.
But is there a time when you might want to have it
Written
set?
and
Yeah.
set. There are times where I actually do write poetry and write things down, but that is a deeper part of myself that I'm not fully ready to release. So I feel like the lineup is me doing these poems and singing like this so I can release and feel more comfortable with my story.
Amen.
Because that's why I have so much to freestyle about. There's a lot to say.
a lot of experiences, and I love both of your stories and how you guys share, because at the end of the day, we all have a story to tell, right?
All of us.
Our main thing is believing, not valuing our story, thinking our story is not worthy to be heard. No, each one of our journeys is a purpose, and our stories can inspire and help others heal, help others reach for what they need,
Indeed.
help others see that the possibilities of life with a positive outlook, you know what I
Indeed.
mean, and speaking life into your life. Please share with our audience, Taylor, how they can find you, and if they want to hire you for poetry, if they want you to organize a place, if they want you to perform, how can they find you?
Organize.
Yes, indeed.
The photography, the succulents, whatever you need. It's Taylor Smith Succulents, and my regular personal handle is TAYSBACX, Tays Back. And I have some upcoming events near San Bernardino and in San Bernardino at Creative Grounds, a nonprofit that's upcoming and doing so much for this city. We're having a boys' night. We had a ladies' night this month. We're still in August. So in September, we have a boys' night, and that's on the 20th. And Dewan Kellum is somebody who is really showcasing the city, and so is Dewan. And they both are just hardworking people. So I advocate hard for young black men and young black women to not be in the headspaces that I found myself in as an adult. So that's what I'm here for, and I'm here to support all my friends in their music journeys.
Definitely. That's beautiful. Josh, one more time, if you could share your socials with our audience so they can find you.
Oh, yeah.
And so once the clothing brand is manifested, they be lined up to purchase already,
Oh,
you know?
Yeah. So poetic_just1c3. That's where you can find me. Also, just any of the open mics or anything that people have, I'm always down to come out. Open mic nights is actually a Instagram that Taylor has that always is putting on events. Like she said, the Willow Place.
Yes.
Great place in the IE.
Inland Live, they have something tonight.
Definitely. That's already over here in downtown Redlands.
Every Monday, yep. Andrew
Definitely.
Sandoval runs that, and it's excellent.
And it's so funny because when I used to host a lot of open mics, my Facebook page was called Open Mic Night. So we got to get a little more creative with our names.
I put a period in there.
I was about to say, it's got a Z.
Yeah,
Open
there
mic
you
nights.
go. There you go. To see. Mine was spelled with an S, right? But that's so funny. I know that we're circling around to 4 minutes left, and I know that you guys know each other, but Josh, what about Taylor inspires you? And then same to you, Taylor, what about Josh inspires you? And we'll start off with Josh.
Bro, honestly, Taylor is just multifaceted, and I love it. Like, I've always been told, like, growing up, oh, pick one thing. You can only do one thing. You can't. You're trying to do too much.
I hear you.
And then I meet Taylor, and she's just doing everything. Like I said, from photography to poetry to hosting shit, to just everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
So
Amen.
I'm just like, that honestly was.
Thank you. That's kind. For me, I really appreciate Josh's comeback. I think that's so like just triumphant to hear that he came back from something so defeating, because a lot of people give up and he didn't give up. And
Amen.
his poetry is even stronger and it's really powerful. It's really powerful. And I just admire anybody who steps into their power after a hardship.
Word up, word up. That's so beautiful, beautifully said. One thing that I want to highlight as we get towards the end of the show, and before I share this, Robert, how'd you feel about the talent show? Where you at? What headspace you in today, brother?
I was seriously just trying to pay attention. No, like sometimes I find myself like dealing with the show, and I'm not
Present.
right? So this time, Johnny's doing all the work. And I was like, okay, I'm going to be present, and I'm going to actually feel the words that are coming out of their mouths.
Amen.
And
Amen.
I did feel, and you guys are great poets.
Thank you.
Definitely. Amazing.
And, you know, I like the guitar, too.
Awesome.
I'm learning.
No, that's beautiful. I think this the courage to get out there. Like you said, give yourself permission to make mistakes. You know, we learn
Absolutely.
more from our failures, really, sadly, than our victories, right? You know.
Yeah, just because you're intelligent doesn't mean that you're going to be successful. You got to
You got to work.
You have
You
to
got to
really
work.
work.
Yeah.
I
gotta
always
run it.
say you either win or you learn. You never lose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Beautiful. That's the
Learning.
right frame.
You always learn.
And as we get ready to close out, I just want to uplift that on September 27, Friday, September 27, outside of Norco CRC from 2:30 to 3:30, we're going to be doing an interfaith prayer visual, a part of our statewide pilgrimage that goes about highlighting the detention centers and some of the state facilities and some of the injustice there to try to imagine a more just community for all our people. For those that may not know, I'm a community organizer and I advocate for our system impacted and directly impacted community members, as well as our immigrant and asylum-seeking community members. These,
Barack Obama was a community organizer, then a senator, and then
Yup,
president.
then president.
hey, that might be. I receive it, and I should have threw my name in the hat. Like the money was a little. I just didn't. I should have. My mom said I could have gave you the money. I was like, oh, mom, should have told me that the day of then. But nevertheless, that's a part of the vision. But at the end of the day, I'm just blessed to be alive today to share space with amazing creative people, people that I've known for over 10 plus years, people that I love and care for, my family, humanity. You know, we're all blessed to be alive. So with that being said,
This is Rob Porter and Nick Bianalaga with the I Love San Diego County Radio Show, and we are
out of here.